Cue it up.
What a year. Had a lot of fun, cried a lot, experienced a lot of pain. I went to Denver, I experienced a bunch of conflict. I went to Orlando, I got a lot of hoops, I missed a lot of hoops. I worked through all of my traumas, conquered the world with large group. I fell in love, I experienced delight and pleasure with the Lord. Where I went, who I became, what I expected, and what I was disappointed with. So, let's get into it. I learned a lot this year in how to delight unto the Lord and how to continue worshiping Him while experiencing the beautiful things of life. Not things that I anticipated, not things that I expected, but it was a year filled with growth. Growth with your tribe, growth with your crew, growth with new communities, and it was just incredible. Last year I learned about Sabbath and I started practicing it, but this year I learned how to Sabbath well. And the amount of not only pleasure and delight, but the amount of happiness and glory that it brought God with my community, insane. I learned this year that it's okay to experience pleasure. If you are worshiping God and you are maybe Sabbathing and you're resting, are you delighting in His creation? When I am able to stop, to rest, to delight, and to worship God, that's the most meaningful part of my week oftentimes. "2023, some of the greatest times of my life, and I'm okay with it. This year was, of course, filled with growth. Anyone's year is typically filled with growth. The difference with this year was the growth wasn't just individualistic in myself. The growth was together. Large. My brothers, my brethren, those whom I love, those whom I would give my life to. Some of the most frustrating and painful times came because of community. This year, learning to let people in. I learned a lot about confession and being able to confess your faults one to another so that you can be healed. That produces growth. That produces intimacy, especially with your community. Something that I've failed oftentimes is compassion. That's something I really wrestled with this year. But growing in compassion, seeing that fruit come into practice in your life, yet again rewarding. But just really becoming happy, satisfied, and content. Say the hardest thing this year, besides everything else, was contentment and really growing in that. I was often always anxious and hustling and grinding and focusing on the future and your success. But when that becomes an idol and when that becomes a god, that produces anxiety. That produces discontentment.
I wasn't ready to receive it at the time.
But this year, as Paul talks about, I've learned how to abound. I've learned to be brought low. In every circumstance, I have learned to be content. This year I learned how to wrestle with God. I learned how to express, God, I'm pissed off at you. I'm frustrated, I'm angry, and I am lost. I don't know what to do. And learning to be real with Him. That's difficult, but it's worth it. Second Corinthians 12:9. Boast in your weakness, for Christ's love will be made perfect. Are you boasting in your weakness? Are you able to tell people, this is where I was because of Christ, this is where I am? I have learned to become content, any and all circumstances. Well, I hate to admit it. I'm happy to admit it. I think a lot of it should be private, but this year, I fell in love. Love isn't always just all of the emotions. I think we focus too much on that oftentimes in relationships, and especially dating and marriage in particular. Christian culture elevate it to a pedestal where it shouldn't be. Dating for the purpose of marriage. Having intentional conversations, learning how to love in the best way possible. I found out a lot about myself and how my emotional awareness was lacking, and not married yet, but I'm starting to see how, especially in marriage, when you are partnered with someone, that's how sanctification continues to grow inside of you.
I'll take one, yellow. I'm so excited.
And in this season, I'm so grateful to have been able to walk through navigating different conflicts, talking about family situations, talking about values, talking about things that matter for a potential life partner. It's been fun, it's been rewarding, it's also been challenging and uncomfortable. I'm not one to typically be all the sappy, and especially to post your dating life online is like, am I gonna break up with her? Am I gonna marry her? Like, I'm pretty sure it's gonna work out, but I don't know. But all that to say, Shruti, I appreciate you. Thank you for the memories and the experiences. I hope to make videos like this if it does work out in marriage. Thank you for challenging and encouraging, for being gracious, for being understanding, for communicating to me. It's been fun so far. I'm excited to see where it goes. And it is such an honor to be your boyfriend. So that's been the year, man. It's been a good one. It's been fun. 2023, obviously, as you saw, has been so challenging, yet so freaking worth it. So the question is always what's next? I don't got an answer for that for 2024. Maybe you should have an answer for that for 2024. Maybe you shouldn't. Who are you trusting? Are you trusting the God of the universe this year? Are you trusting in yourself? Is this your year to fall in love? Is this your year to make the money? Is this your year to make the move? Is it going to be a year of laziness, of apathy, of growth, of excitement? Is it a climactic year for you? Is it a year of rest? Are you supposed to grieve this year? Are you supposed to experience all your traumas? Do you need to go to counseling? Do you need to check out that church? Do you need to say no to more people? Do you need to say yes to those friend groups? I don't know what the answer is, but you do. Make 2024 the best year of your life.